I'm just starting my Osage bow. I'm gonna sinew back this one. Sinew is just deer tendon. It's like the silver meat and the meat that you eat, like beef and everything. But to get started, you have to follow one annual growth ring all the way down the wood. So I'm gonna follow this one here. See, it doesn't go out to the edge, but that doesn't matter right now because the bow's gonna be, in here. But you can see where it starts. This right here, this little chunk is that growth ring. So I gotta take this here, go all the way back. But you can see there's growth ring right there, right there, right there, and right there, right there. You just got to peel that back all the way down the bow. So I've got a while to go, but I'm gonna do that, get that finished up today, and then lay the bow out. All right, I followed that growth ring all the way down the back of the bow. You can see these islands here. So the dark spots in them, those are called knots. But what that is where a limb was growing out and it didn't quite grow. So the wood grain, you can see it goes up and over. It's like a bump, like little mountains. And what you do is you leave it like an island like that, and then you get a finer tool and come back and finish it off, make it look better. But if you cut straight through it, then you'll violate this growth ring. And if that happens, then the bow's gonna break right there, wherever you cut through it. So you gotta be real careful around those and then go around them. But got that far, I'm gonna come back and finish off those islands, and then I'll show you what I'll do next. All right, so I've got the islands pretty much taken down. I'm gonna leave some of it around there. That one's not fully done. That one's not fully done. That one, I still got a little bit to do. That one's aggravating. That one's done. That one's got a little bit in the middle. That one's pretty much done. But next step is to draw out the bow. So first I gotta establish the center line of the stave, and then I'll draw out the bow from there. Well, I forgot to video me drawing the bow out, but I want this bow to be either 63 inches to string groove to string groove, or 64 inches. I hadn't decided, but I have 1.25 inches or so left over there. So right now, this is where the string grooves would be, and there's identical on the other end. But what I did was I traced out 1.5 inches, or I drew the center line, and then I measured 3/4 of an inch this way, 3/4 of an inch this way, and just did some marks and rough drew the lines. And you have to follow the grain of the wood down the edge of the bow. So you see how like it dips in right there. That's just what the grain of the wood did, and you have to follow that. If you don't, then when you draw it, a piece on the edge will pop up, and then you'll have to put rawhide on it to hold it back down. But you can see I've got it roughly to the lines. Just I'm not doing it fully yet. There's the handle section in there and the riser section, but I'll come back down here, and about the last 9 inches from here, 9 inches that way, it'll like taper down and narrow out to the tips. So I'll do that in a minute, but right now I've drawn this line that was roughly 3/4 of an inch thick all the way down the back of the bow, the belly rather. And I'm gonna take all that other wood off. So like all this wood behind the line is gonna be taken off. And the idea of drawing the line is just trying to get as close to equal on both sides as you can. And then the goal is to get as flat as you can get it across there, and then you start taking it down to tiller. But right now I'm just trying to take a bunch of it off to get started. So this part, it really isn't anything to it. You're just taking the wood off. I wanted to show you this. See how I kind of have a crown to it, and it looks like the roof of a house. That way I can get down to the lines, take off on this side, and then take off at an angle on this side. And then I'll get a grinder and come back and file that down flat. Or you could take a draw knife. I'm just using the grinder because it goes a little faster. But I just wanted to point that out just in case you've never done this before and you were wondering how I was doing it. All right, if you can't tell, this Osage tree kind of grew crooked. I'm gonna have to straighten that out down there at the end. I'll file down the handle and get get it tapered down here anyways. And then I'll have the shape of the bow, and then I'll just have to heat treat and bend it to get it straight. I'm fixing to straighten this out here. I'm gonna heat up this section right here with the steam, and I'm gonna bend it into place, and I'll show y'all that. I'll try to straighten it out to look like that one. But I'll show you bending it if I can remember to get the camera rolling. All right, I've been steaming for 30 minutes. I'm fixing to take it off and go try to straighten the limb out. Let's try it out. So I just thought I could stick it down in here. And pull it straight. I know it looks like it didn't do anything at all, but it actually did a little bit. I think I may try to straighten it out when I put the recurves in it, because technically if the string bypasses to the center of the handle, then it'll be a good shooting bow. And the string is going right through here. So if I recurve this and angle the recurves slightly to the right and keep the bottom flush like it is, then it should bisect straight through the middle, and then I'll have it close to center shot shooting bow. So I think that's what I'm going to try to do. We'll just see what happens. All right, so I'm to the point where I get it down to about 1/2 inch. That's what that line is. And it's all the way on each side. It's 1/2 inch all the way down. I measured it every so often to make sure you can see where I measured it. But doing this will ensure, see, this is the line where I want to make sure I get it flat all the way across. I made sure all the measurements were equal. That way it'll make it easier tailoring later on. But you can see how the wood goes up and down. You just gotta follow the wood, and kind of see it better on this side, like there, that bump. But you just got, I'm gonna file it down to that line, and then that'll make it to where it can bend a little bit, floor tiller it. But I'm gonna add the recurves to it. All right, so I've got it steaming right now. I'm gonna try to add recurves to it, or I'm gonna add recurves to it, but I'm gonna try to straighten it out, because see, that's where I heated it up last time and tried to straighten it out, but it didn't work as well as I wanted it to. So what I'm gonna have to do is, when I bend it, I'm gonna have to bend it slightly that way while I'm putting the recurve in it to kind of straighten it out, so the string will go through the center of the handle here, So I've got my jig ready. I'm gonna get my clamp. I'm gonna leave it on the steamer for, well, the pot rather, for 25 minutes, and that should be enough for the thickness of this wood. It's about 1/2 inch thick. So this is the next step I need to do, and then after this I can get ready to send you back it. Here's the finished profile of this bow after recurving. I forgot to video, so there's the picture. On part 2 of this video, which will be coming out next week, I'll send you back the bow, put rattlesnake skins over it, put a beaver tail handle on there, and put deer antler tip overlays on the tips. So y'all come back and check that out. Thanks for watching this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See y'all later.